And the name of the game is Be Yourself. Now isn't that a wonderful phrase worn on t-shirts, printed on mugs and tattooed permanently into the ethos of Western society? If you type in Be Yourself, you'll find all sorts of lovely, inspirational, artistic examples that you can use as your DP. It's nice. Be yourself. But what does it mean? If you put the slogan under the microscope, you'll realize that, as well as telling you to be yourself, Western society will also bombard you with this and this, and this and this. The people in your life all around you will be showing you exactly what they think being themselves means. Duck faces, fashion statements, celebrities, movies, music, and media generally. Unless you recognize the game that the society is playing with you, you will never actually be able to be yourself. On the one hand, you're being told to be yourself, and on the other hand, you're being told precisely what you should be. Oh, you want to be religious. You believe that your true self can be unlocked through being religious. Which is true, but Western society will tell you, ha! You mean like these terrorists? No, not like them. Oh, you mean more like these? Not quite. No? How about, you mean like these guys, you know, the guys who don't really follow any of the laws of Islam per se. They don't pray or fast or any of the other stuff. They're kind of Muslim by name. You mean like that? No, not necessarily. Then what do you mean? This is what it means to be religious, right? You see, this is what Western society has done. It's defined Islam into two distinct groups, the stony Islam and the secular Islam. And it tells you that if you wish to be religious, then you need to choose one or the other. And the moment you do, you've fallen for their trap. This is what the Pharaoh did. The Holy Quran states, إِنَّ فِرْعَوْنَ عَلَى فِي الْأَرْضِ وَجَعَلَ أَهْلَهَا شِيَعًا. Indeed, Pharaoh exalted himself in the land and made its people into factions. Divide and conquer. And in another place it says, فَاسْتَخَفَّ قَوْمًا. And this is precisely the game they're playing with you. Be yourself, society tells you. This or that. That's why you get so many youths thinking they're being rebellious against the system. But they're not. Fight the system, fight the power. I'm not going to conform to society's rules. They become goths or gangsters or leftist weirdos. Piercings, woo. Tattoos, woo. Weed, woo. They think they're being non-conformist cool dudes and fighting the system, but they're not. In reality, they're doing precisely what the system wants them to do, almost too perfectly. Right-wing Muslims are defined by the likes of US-backed terrorist outfits like ISIS and Al-Qaeda. Left-wing Muslims are another extreme. LGBT? That's fine. No hijab? That's fine. Alcohol? That's fine. Now, the Holy Quran says, وَكَذَلِكَ جَعَلْنَاكُمْ أُمَّةً وَسَطًا. Now you have uncles and aunties and sometimes Islamic preachers as well coming to you and saying, we have to be balanced. Moderation is the right way. Okay, but hold on. While that's correct, but who gets to define balance? Now, if we don't recognize what the Pharaoh of today has done, we're going to end up defining balance and moderation by what society is telling us. Here's the left, here's the right, here's the center. Simple, isn't it? Don't go too far left or too far right because that would be extreme. Now, if we say that the center is Islam, ummatan wasata, then we should know that shaitan can never move this center. It's universal, it's too logical, it's perfect, it is grounded within the Quran and a hadith. It can't be moved. So what Western society has done, what shaitan actually does, is he introduces a new extreme. Now, if you ask someone where is the middle, they'll say it's here. But it's not. The middle way, Islam, is still here. But by introducing a new extreme, the shaitan manages to fool the masses, and the masses rush to avoid being labeled as one extreme and create another extreme of their own. See the game that Shaitan is playing with us? And this creates all sorts of fitna and confusion. Another example is that of a scale. Here's the middle. All the people are here in the middle where they belong. They're happy, they're living side by side, they're learning from one another and growing spiritually, physically, and mentally. But what the enemy does is he creates a group of extremists, making it totally unbalanced. Afraid of toppling onto the wrong side and being labeled as those extremists, the people run far away from the middle path and end up going another extreme way themselves. So a sister, for example, in her innocence will think, no makeup whatsoever? Covering your entire body? That's extreme. Nudity? That's the other extreme. I shall stay here in the middle of the two. No, sister, that which you thought was one extreme is actually the middle way and the way of Islam. But what the Taghut has done is create such a big extreme through the porn and fashion industries, has promoted so relentlessly the image of how a woman should look and what she should wear in society, and pounded role model after role model after corrupt role model, that you are also pulled, not entirely, but closer towards that extreme. A brother might think, my rights have been stolen by the government, people are being oppressed all over the world, my standing in society, my deen and my prophet are being insulted openly. But I'm not going to lose my temper. I'm going to turn the other cheek and be patient, because I'm a good Muslim. I am moderate. No! The middle path is to fight back when you are oppressed, but at the same time not to exceed the boundaries and become totally tyrannical. This is why the Holy Quran says, قاتلوا في سبيل الله الذين يقاتلونكم ولا تعتدوا. This is the middle path. This is moderation. But because the Taghut has created an extreme group out of fear of being branded as one of them, we've moved away from the middle logical path and become quite a bit secular, soft and passive against the tide. Anytime society tells you to be Muslim, but don't be extremely Muslim, don't be extremely Islamic, it's because they've defined moderation in the wrong way. Islam itself is moderation. And to be extremely Muslim is to be extremely generous, extremely compassionate, extremely dedicated to God, and to be extremely balanced and moderate. Be yourself, society tells you, this or that. Islam tells you, hold on a moment, maybe there's a third option. Here's 3 golden rules that will help you to be yourself in the true sense. Number 1, recognize your purpose in life. The Quran says, وَمَا خَلَقْتُ الْجِنَّ وَالْإِنسَ إِلَّا لِيَعْبُدُونَ. We didn't create you except that you serve, i.e. serve Allah. That's your entire purpose in life. Now, this doesn't just mean to pray and to fast and to give charity and all the rest of it. No, it means that whatever you have, dedicate it to Allah. Now, in short, anything which takes you away from your purpose in life is actually taking you away from who you were born to be, what you were created for. Number 2, recognize your potential. You are between 2 polar extremes. You're between heaven and hell. The keys to both paradise and hell are within your own pockets. Now, do we actually recognize that in this game of life, we actually have the potential to be the greatest of heroes or the worst of villains? Number 3, don't let anyone define you other than Allah. This is where Tawheed really comes into practice. People actually go through life trying all the time to please others, trying to please your boss, trying to please your mother, trying to please your father, trying to please your friend. Now, all of these things are very good, they're very nice if you're doing those things for the sake of Allah. But if you're doing those things in order to get something in return, I want a promotion, I want people to respect me, I'm giving charity because I want people to know how generous I am. If you're praying salah, your prayers, in order to please somebody else and make them think how pious you are, this is riyah, showing off. In fact, this is a form of shirk, the single greatest sin in Islam. Don't do it. Look, your entire life you've done nothing but created a mask. How can you be yourself if you are wearing a mask? So in conclusion, you want to be yourself, Recognize what society is trying to turn you into. Be moderate in the true sense, i.e. follow Islam to the T. And remember the 3 golden rules. Number 1, recognize your purpose in life. Number 2, recognize your true potential. And number 3, don't let anyone define you but Allah. And the Holy Quran says, وَمَا هَذِهِ الْحَيَاةُ الدُّنْيَا إِلَّا لَهْوٌ وَلَعِبٌ وَإِنَّ الدَّارَ الْآخِرَةَ لَهِيَ الْحَيَوَانِ. The worldly life is only a diversion and a game. And indeed, the abode of the hereafter, that is true life. لَوْ كَانُوا يَعْلَمُونَ. So don't let Shaitan play you for a fool. Look him in the face and say, game over.